There was a time when we could literally count and memorize the number of unicorn startups in India. And I am not talking of a distant pace. At the end of 2017, only there were just 10 unicorn startups in the country, comprising some big names like Flipkart, Paytm, Zomato, and Ola Cabs. China and the US were, on the other hand, seen as the two economies driving the startup boom. But guess what? India is now home to 81 unicorn startups. 2021 was a dream year for the country and has positioned India to dethrone China in the unicorn startup race. Hi and welcome, you're watching TFI English, the national and socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tribhuvan, and in this video I will tell you how India breaks China's record of producing maximum unicorns in 1 year. Let's begin. India's startup scene is turning to be spectacular. 2021 was by far the best year for Indian startups. The country added a record number of unicorns last year. And this is pointing towards one thing. India could replace China as the country with the second highest number of unicorns startup. For a basic understanding, unicorns are startups valued at over $1 billion US. Unicorns represent the level of investment that are being funneled into startups. Now, India has a total of 81 unicorns, of which 44 were added last year. Investors are therefore looking at India and are trying to tap into the potential of the startups in the country. Data compiled by Traxent revealed that overseas funds invested over $35 billion US in Indian startups last year, a 3 times increase from 2020. The investments being made into Indian startups are coming at China's expense. Investors are shifting up on China and shifting their investments into Indian startups instead. Traditionally, investors have preferred China for putting their money into startup ventures. China has a total of 301 unicorn startups, well ahead of India's 81. However, China added 74 unicorns last year, and the gap between new unicorns has narrowed down considerably. At one point in 2021, it was being reported that India had left China behind in the unicorn race. In October 2021, it was reported that India had added 33 unicorns as against China's 19 at one point. But why are investors abandoning Chinese startup and getting bullish on Indian startup enterprises? Investors are noticing how Chinese President Xi Jinping is cracking down hard on tech sector. Xi hasn't even spared big tech giants like Baidu, Alibaba and Tencent. So startups can easily get caught in the ongoing crossfire between Xi and tech enterprises. Xi has a problem with all tech business including e-commerce, fintech, edutech and gaming. Both domestic and overseas investors now fear losing their money due to a Xi Jinping-led crackdown if they invest in a Chinese startup. In the startups race, investors therefore channeled $54.5 billion US in Chinese firms in 2021 as against $73 billion in 2020. Investors are pulling their money out of China and going to India. China's pain is translating into India's gain. While investors are spooked by China's economic downfall and rising uncertainty, they find assurance in India's rising economy. First of all, India possesses an enviable startup ecosystem with a pool of talented, well-educated entrepreneurs leading the startup. Big firms like Japan's SoftBank, which invested $3 billion US in India last year, are attracted by the country's startup boom. And secondly, India's economy is in the middle of a dream run. It is all set to dominate the world economy with a healthy GDP growth rate, leaving behind China and other major economies. And India's stock markets too are in the middle of an unprecedented bull run. This is why investors are flocking to India and are now dumping Chinese startups for Indian ones. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to TFI English. Also hit the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. This is Tribhuvan signing off until the next one.